Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hello friends, today we are going to discuss about all the services that an OS provide, how to implement them and what are the areas to implement them. Operating system provides us the environment for program execution. Now they also provide us some services to the programs and the users of that programs. These programs can be modified into execution time. Now the programs that are executed need to be provided some services. Obviously, the main services can differ from operating system to another, but there are some common classes. These services are provided to the programmer to make the programming task easier. Now there are some set of services which are used to help the users. First, we will discuss about the services. The first one is user interface. When the programmer is using an interface that can be of any two of the forms like command line interface or a GUI interface. There is one more interface known as the batch interface. In the command line interface, the user directly enters the command into the operating system and a making method for them. In GUI, there is a window and mouse-based system for convenient use of the user. In a batch system, the commands are first recorded into the file and the file is then executed in the operating system. Two or three of these choices can be used together in an operating system. The next one is program execution. The program must be able to load into the memory and execute, and the program should execute and terminate its abnormal and normal execution. The next one is I/O operation. There are many I/O devices and files that need to be performed. These I/O devices we can get together via a common bus, which can be implemented via a network and device driver. This I/O should be operated very normally and abnormal termination can be done also. There are some special functions required to special I/O. And there are more common general functions to perform the general I/O. Now for protection and convenience, the users cannot usually control the I/O directly, but there are some operating system means to provide them to do the I/O. The next one is communication. A process may need to exchange information with another process within the computer or the processes that are light in different computer systems connected via a network. This can be implemented via shared memory or message passing, in which a message is transferred to another process via a packet, which is then done by the operating system. The next one is file system manipulation. Now the file system is of particular interest. The programmers must need to read and write to the files. They also need to create and delete files by the name, search for a given file and list file information. Now some operating systems provide a permission management to allow or deny access to the file based on the file ownership. These files can be moved, copied or printed at the later time too. The next one is error detection. Operating system must ensure providing action to take necessary providing the error detection and correcting the errors. These errors may cause from memory or hardware like memory error or power failure, or an error caused by an user like the arithmetic overflow, an illegal access of memory, or too great use of the CPU time. Now the operating system for each type of error, different type of actions is necessary to provide continuing, consistent and correct computing. These errors can be handled by the operating system itself by providing an interrupt or a trap to trap that error. The next set we will be discussing is more of the like not helping the user but the efficient use of the system itself. The first one is the resource allocation. Now some more users and more jobs are performing concurrently in the system. It is then the resource must be allocated to each of them. Now the operating system may require and manage many types of resources such as CPU cycle, memory time, access to files, and so on. These require a special code and special attention to that code. Now there are some other resources such as I/O devices which may require some general release code. Now this code need to be performed by the operating system to practically allocate the resources and make them available to the user. For instance, how best to use the CPU scheduling time, the CPU scheduling algorithm may take into account the jobs must be executed, the speed of the CPU, the maximum allowable limited time to the user. Now these jobs must be performed using a queue to properly schedule the algorithms. The next one is accounting. We may want to track of how the user is using the resources or what kind of and how much user resources it has consumed. This accounting is necessary for simultaneously accumulating a usage statistics. This statistics is helpful for the researcher who want to remodify the operating system for improving, containing. The next one is protection and security. Now when the users are using a computational more users and networked computer system, then the owner of that information must want to control the use of that information. If several processes are running together concurrently, then it should not be able one process to monitor the other process or the communication of the other process. Now we want to restrict the usage of these resources and information via accessing gaining authority on all. The resources and uses from the outsiders should be also restricted, generally via an user authentication by a password and authenticating the password. This resource and uses can be authenticated and then the user can be allocated those resources to use that. That is all for the system services of operating system provides. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned with Ekeeda and subscribe to Ekeeda.